Kingo here, and today I'm doing another Battle Cats video. I haven't done one of these in a little while, and create my own perfect loadout, which I don't know if you've seen the YouTuber Xskull, Dr. Xskull, but he has been making his own perfect loadout, and he's been updating and tweaking it for about a few months now. So I kind of thought, what if I created my own perfect loadout? So I have created, and here are the 10 units I have selected. And now this may kind of look a little bit unconventional, we'll say, but I'll explain my reasoning. So for the first one, in slot number 1, we have Rockcat, and Rockcat is, if you don't know him, one of the best meat shields in the game. He basically can just absorb insane amounts of damage, and his insane speed is perfect for stalling. We also have Ramen Cat, who's in the second slot. He is also the meat shield, and he's basically a really solid defensive unit, like level 105 Ramen or something, without stat talents. Is about close to the same as 2 Wallcats, I think about. So he basically has the health of 2 Wallcats in 1 unit, which honestly, I've been using him for a while, and I realized that the bulk of 1 unit is so much better than having 2 units that have less HP. Even though he is slower, he is a much sturdier defense, so he is the solid defense for those stages. And then we have, in 3 through 5 slots, we actually have a research combo, which the main reason I chose this is because it actually does help us out, even though I know 2 of the units here might not be so striking. We know Lazvos is an insane nuker, and he can take out basically anything. You just give him the right matchup, and you just have to play him really well. But he can be the win condition for most stages. So basically, this loadout is struggling really hard. Send him in, and he can basically finish it off. And I've tested him a little bit on this loadout. There's still a lot more I have to test, so this probably is going to change as I do more stuff. But he's basically just absolute, very, very useful. And then we have Killer Cap, and mostly here is because of the combo, but he actually is immune to Surge, and I know he's not the best, be a backup meat shield. Nyundum is the kind of I guess the backup sniper, you could say, even though probably not going to be too useful either. But they do actually slow traitless, and they're the only unit here that targets traitless, so I guess it could be a backup in case if something happens, if there's a traitless boss that's just a little bit too tough. And then we have, in the 6th slot, we have Jizzo. Jizzo is he's just insane. He dominates basically both of his targets to an insane degree, and he's also a really good spellable attacker. And the research combo works really well with the Rockcat, Ramen, and Jizzo. And they basically just become a lot more insane. So these units take really well. And we have Balrog, who's just basically the single shot, take out anything that's just bothering us. He's the DPS of our team. But Balrog, not as tanky, but if there's something that is just extremely strong, he can push through it. And then we have Stale. Stale is the anti-metal of the team, basically. Aku has 3 targets, which I realize he's actually pretty decent against them. I won't say he's the best, but he definitely can work. And plus, being a critter, most critters don't do anything really. So I'd say this is the best possible fit for anti-metal. 3 targets, plus actually the only anti-Aku in this loadout, so can take care of them too with the shield piercing. And we have Luna. Luna is probably it does seem like a weird spot saying, oh, we're making a generalist team, we're gonna put in a specialist. But they have 4 targets, and Luna and Stale combined have 6 unique targets, which that's actually a lot, taking out a majority of the annoying enemies. And I was gonna go, honestly, with Gigapult. I like Gigapult more than Luna. He's definitely a better specialist. But the issue is that he's kind of slow. His cooldown isn't as great. And the cooldown of Luna is better. And they also have 2 more target traits, which honestly was, I think, more of the deciding factor right there. But they can take out lots more enemies with their specialist abilities. They have freeze. They're basically just a really, really good, solid specialist that takes out a lot. So they basically are kind of just the main, like, if something a generalist can't take, she can probably at least handle it. And then we also have Cosmo, who dominates both of his targets pretty well. And he's also the only Sage or Colossus there. And he's basically the only Uber that can genuinely, like, not solo, but like with like supports, like completely destroy the stage. And also we also have Lasvos, I forgot who else is Colossus Slayer. So we basically have, this Loadout, it's like basically a solid, like, Colossus. Sage is pretty well done. When we have spammable attackers in case it's some boss that's just relentless. And also, so yeah, this team is, what my strategy is kind of, if you have the strongest specialists in your team, you can't really, it's really hard to lose, if that makes any sense. Because Luna basically takes care of every red, I would say, alien. We have Sail, who is really good against his targets. He's not the best for sure, but any like weak matchups, we have like Lasvos, Balrog. The only trait that isn't covered is traitless. And honestly, I'm not too worried about traitless because Luna has Wave Shield. So the Wave Shield kind of takes care of the wave matchups. Honestly, I'm pretty confident with this. And the only unit I might eventually change as far as of now. I could always go back to my word and change everything, but I'd say, so Luna might be a little bit stronger than Ramen. That's the only thing I can really think. I would definitely have to test this out a little bit. I'm honestly really happy with Ramen, like I said. Like, he basically fills in the gaps for Rock, which that's kind of all, if you can just do that, it's just pretty much all you really need to do. And just also acts as a meat shield, so we basically have 3 meat shields. For just starters, I did floors 20 through 30 in Heavenly Tower, which are on right now. And it was not really a surprise. They just kind of dominated. We'll probably have some of this playing in the background, but they just kind of dominated. Like, it took me like a few minutes to beat all of them. But this is just, I only did this one right now because I'm kind of just trying to just get my footing on this Loadout. Just to see kind of how it is. And the reason this Loadout is a little bit, I put a few different things. There was a few things in Xskull's Loadout that I didn't exactly like care for, I guess you could say. It's just, this is all just my opinions and stuff, of course. I kind of didn't really care for how I kind of got rid of Rock. I think Rock was really solid. I think Lunas is can be good too, but the issue is that he's not like a Rock replacement. He doesn't operate exactly the same as Rock. He is a kamikaze unit, I would definitely say that, like if you're using his first form. But if you're going to, I don't feel like he's a unit that should have been replaced. And I do think Stale and Luna were like an absolute insane choice for him, because Luna actually carries so many specialist qualities while being like half of a generalist at the same time, which is kind of like crazy, really. And I don't know if I also have my video on Luna, if you want to see that, where Luna is just really strong. Really strong. Like, I think in the video, half the DPS of Castley with about the same health. That is really strong. And the cooldown is better. They're very similar. I know they're definitely not I would have said definitely not good as Ghastly anymore, but I think I'm gonna say they're better now though, because while you're not as good in the generalist exact aspect, I guess if you have enough specialist targets, then it does make you a good generalist, which I could see that being it. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this loadout. I think we got basically cover everything. The only really weak matchups are like aliens with warp, but warp isn't usually too threatening. And yeah, I think traitless might be a little bit on the worst side, but honestly I think most traitlesses do either wave attack or surge. And honestly I think our anti-surge is okay. Cosmo resistant to surge is actually kind of like accidentally like one of like the only guys that can really take out surge. Like, well, there are definitely guys that can, but he's the one that can bulk through it a little bit and just get it. Especially I have a maxed out on resistance to surge, so I think it's like he takes 70% less damage, I think. I don't know, but basically he can take care of a lot of surge enemies that might have like a little bit of a harsher matchup on the other units, because like I said, Stale is the only Aku and he's not the strongest one, which is kind of the issue. But he does pierce, and Cosmo has enough range, so surges aren't really an issue. Traitless, the only thing I did have to change some things because I was a little worried about Uriel, because I'm like, if I'm making this video, I want to be sure I can beat Uriel, which I am pretty confident I can. I still am not really sure about Yulala, which he is kind of going to be a little bit scarier, but I'm feeling with Rock and Cosmo, and I think Lazarus will probably be able to help. We probably can beat him. I don't know, it's just figuring out stuff. And all this loadout has to do is beat them. It might not be the cleanest, but if it can beat them, that's all we're looking for here. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this video. And yeah, the next video I'm gonna do, I will be trying to show off me doing some bosses, and I'll try to make these all shorter videos so they're not too long. And yeah, so we're gonna see how that goes in the future video. And for now, I'll see you guys in the next one.